What's going on, guys? Welcome back and thank you for clicking into this video. If you're new around here, you like what I do, then please do smash the subscribe button. This is a new video. We're talking about the standards of today because I've been told by the in-the-knows that today's standards are far better than anything before we've had. Everything now is far better. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's sit down and watch week by week and see what's going on in these companies. It is so much better than anything that's come before. So let's start off with Monday Night Raw, and they're building towards War Games, and supposedly it's going to be 5 versus 5, which feels very forced in my opinion. You've got the 4 versus 4 there. It's not needed. You don't need to add any more to it and just mess it up and make it worse. 4 versus 4 works. The chemistry is there. Adding a 5th guy to each team just waters it down a bit in my opinion. And adding a women's War Games match makes it even worse because there's no story there. It feels very forced. So just throwing women together and they go, here you go. Make the women happy. Here's your War Games match. I don't mind there being a women's War Games match if there was a story that deserved a War Games match. These women don't, the story isn't there for them to deserve one. If they built towards it, I wouldn't mind, but they haven't done anything to justify having a women's War Games match. Anyway, we move to Gunther getting verbally bitch slapped. That happened on this show. Yeah, way to make your world champion look strong. You're turning him into one of these heelwardly, pussy, cowardly champions. That, yeah, it's the same old. But look at Gunther. Look at the size of the geezer. He should not be running away from anybody. It's terrible what they're doing to Gunther. Booker of the Year right there. And then look at what they're doing to Bronson fucking Reed. Loses at Crown Jewel. Then he's got another match with Seth coming up now. And if he loses this one, he might as well be future endeavoured. He has to win this one, especially what happened on SmackDown to him. He has to beat Seth Rollins. Has to happen. Has to happen. He can't lose again. It can't happen. The way they create matches on this show is absolutely pathetic. It's hilarious. It's that bad. And you got Kofi backstage with R-Truth and they're chatting away. Woods is eavesdropping, and out of nowhere here comes Pete Dunne, and he's not happy that Truth has been calling him Butch, and Kofi takes exception to this, and yeah, he asks him, why don't we sort this out in the ring? That's how you're creating matches now. Oh my days. Absolutely embarrassing. Just embarrassing that Kofi Woods are still here. That the New Day is still a thing after 10 fucking years. They have outstayed their welcome. Same with many others on this roster. They need to sail away, call it a day, see you later, New Day. Same goes for fucking Sheamus. Can anyone believe that Sheamus should be beating Bron Breakker for the Intercontinental Championship? Really? Really? How is that going to help Bron Breakker? How? It's not. Sheamus needs to pack up and move on. Same with Miz. And his Wyatt Six experiment has been an absolute flop. The Miz, like the New Day, like Sheamus, needs to sail away. See you later. We don't need you. You're worthless on this roster. You're doing nothing. You're adding nothing to this. You're not evolving. You're not creating anything. You are done out here. We don't need you anymore. I mean, if this whole Wyatt Six Final Testament thing is just leading to a Survivor Series elimination match, then forget that. I'm forgetting that, man. Wyatt Six are done out here. What they need to be doing is one of those cinematic matches at Survivor Series between the Wyatt Six and the Final Testament in some creepy location. I think that would be pretty decent. But anything else, yeah, forget it. I mean, if this episode proved one thing, it is that the majority of the women's division should not be anywhere near the main roster and performing in main events on weekly shows like Monday Night Raw. Every match and segment, yet again, on this show that featured women was absolutely dreadful. It was laughable. It exposed how bad they are at everything they do and everything that it takes to succeed in this company, in this industry. I mean, the bland KFC faction loses again. What was the point in them? And we've got babyface Damage Control now for no reason, and Dakota Kai's back, and we're supposed to be celebrating that, are we? And then we get Bianca and Jade in the main event, and their characters are so fucking boring. Who's writing for them? Who's creating them? Fucking boring. I mean, Bianca Belair, swinging her hair, skipping down to the ring. She's been the same character. Her character has not evolved one iota since she debuted in NXT. She is fucking boring. Boring. Jade has improved in ring since her AEW days. I'll give the girl that. But her character has been stunted. The growth of her character has been stunted because she was shoved into a tag team with Bianca Belair because they kind of look similar. Is that why? Is that what we're doing here? The sooner these two split up, the better. I mean, their opponents, though, Liv and Raquel, stunk out the building, didn't they? They were ridiculous. Liv is too small. It's ridiculous that she's getting offense in on someone the size of Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. Looked absolutely stupid. Raquel Rodriguez hasn't improved at all. She's still green. And after how long has she been here for? She ain't getting any better. It's obvious she is not going to get any better beyond this point. The match was awful and no right being in the main event. And you get Nia Jax. How's she still on the fucking show? Clumsy fucking oath, injuring everyone. It's a puzzler. I mean, for some reason, they're looking like they're going to turn Tiffy babyface as well, when she is clearly the best heel they've got. Clearly, by far the best one they've got, and they're doing nothing with her, just sticking her with Nia Jax. And then here comes Iyo Sky. Earlier on in the night, we said they turned them babyface for no fucking reason. Now she's helping people. She feuded with literally weeks ago. Weeks ago, she was feuding with these girls. Now she's joining them and fighting other ones off. Make it make sense. No sense whatsoever. The way this show finished was awful. They're just forcing and shoving this women's War Games match down our throat, aren't they? Absolutely ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous, the whole show. Yeah, Raw this week was a flop. The only thing of any interest was this Bloodline thing that's going on. It's moving over to Raw now because, yeah, it's taken over both shows, and it needs to because it's the best thing they've got going. It's been the best thing they've had for the last 2-3 years in the WWE. They haven't created anything else. They've just been living off the Bloodline, Roman Reigns, the Usos, Sami Zayn, and all the others that are coming through. That's all they've got. All they've got. And it shows on SmackDown as well. But we'll talk about NXT first, shall we? Now, we've got to remember this is only a developmental brand, and this isn't the NXT we remember from a few years ago that was so great. This is a developmental brand now. I mean, the first match out of the gate proved that, didn't it? You've got Janet Jackson and Lash LaRue going up against Stephanie Vaquer and Julie. And Julie and Stephanie are pretty decent in the ring, a bit small, on the small side. But Janet and Lash, oh, they're bad. I mean, their characters are not too bad. I don't mind them, and their mic work is all right. But they shouldn't be anywhere near the main roster. How did they make that Crown Jewel show? How? And then we got Sol Campbell beating Cora the Explorer. Spears wants a North American title shot, and I enjoyed that segment with Spears and the Don and everything they do with the Don. I really enjoy what they do away from the ring, all the vignettes and all the storytelling. I love it if they could do it across the board. It'd be so good. I do enjoy the Don. I really do. Chase is gambling and everything now. Again. He's gambling Chase you away again. He's facing the Fridge again. And the Fridge, oh, he can't win. He can't win. Oh, Fridge. He ain't beating Trick for the world title, surely not. I mean, the guy is awful. Fucking awful on the mic and dangerous in the ring. Just ask Big E. Nikkita Lyon's won a match. Where has she been? Jvon Evans defeated Lexis King. I'm doing a lot with him. Fatal Attraction. I didn't mind them. They helped Fallon Henley retain the title against Kalani Jordan in a decent women's match, actually. That was all right. And they had a tag team brawl to finish the show. And that was it. And we moved on to Wednesday night, and it was time for Dynamite. You know what that means on a Wednesday night? It's Dynamite, isn't it? And yeah, Christian kicks off the show. He's tagging with Adam Page in a decent tag match to kick off the show with Juice and Jay White. Juice takes the fall, losing the match. But yeah, they're building towards Full Gear, is it? Jay White and Adam Page are having another match. Didn't they have one at the last pay-per-view? They're having another one. I suppose this feud deserves it, doesn't it, really? I mean, it's a hot, steaming feud. It deserves another match. Monet's got problems with Camille. She's got more problems. Here comes Statlander and drives her through a wall. She's fine. Now, last week she got run over. This week she's up, moving and fine again, and she's driving people through fucking walls. Selling nothing in this company. Sell nothing. Then we got an awful in-ring segment with Will Ospreay and Kyle Fletcher. That was fucking hard to watch. It nearly put me to fucking sleep. I mean, both are really good in the ring, but on the mic, they are trash. They are garbage. It went far too long. Billy buried Kyle. Then he buried the last 5 world champions. And he talks about how he's done so much. He's won so many titles in Japan. Half the people watching the show never watched Japanese wrestling, couldn't give a fuck about Japanese wrestling. So him bigging up all his achievements in Japan really means fuck all in and now where you are now, mate. So I wouldn't gas that up too much, Billy boy. And then they had a scrap because here comes Mark Davis, who looked like he just got off his couch. And who else came out? Mark Davis. Hobbs, where the fuck has Hobbs been? I've forgotten about from the Don Callis family. Now he's a babyface again. How many times are you going to drop the ball with this clear superstar that you've got in your hands? The raw talent that Hobbs has got, and you're just doing absolutely nothing with the geezer. The last few years, you've just ruined him. You've done nothing with him. And I'm supposed to believe you're going to do something with him now. Look at where he is now. Oh, it's a shame. It's a shame. He's fighting with Mark Davis and Archer, Cage and Kyle. They go straight into a Falls Count Anywhere match between Lance Archer and Roddy Strong. And this was alright, but it was just nothing. It didn't go anywhere near the ring. It was full counts anyway. I mean, it started off with Roddy sneaking up behind Archer and hitting him with a kendo stick, but completely botching it and falling over. And that just led to what was a sloppy brawl around the ring with loads of people getting involved. And somehow, someway, Roddy gets the win. And it's going to be Roderick Strong versus MJF. This is the story they've been building, MJF and Adam Cole. And now all of a sudden, Roddy Strong's in the mix. And he's getting a shot at MJF for some fucking reason that nobody knows. Then we go to Takeshita and Cole. And what the fuck has Adam Cole done to himself? Why does he look like he's rubbed an old tea bag over himself? Looked absolutely ridiculous. Looked like he'd been tangoed. Why is he orange? Why are they wrestling in a library? That's what I want to know in this whole show. So quiet. It was quiet. It was dead. I mean, Takeshita looks like a star. Cole looks like he's got kidney failure. And the match was okay. And the right person wins. I mean, the one thing I couldn't stop looking at was when Cole took his knee pads down and they were bare white. He spray-tanned himself with his knee pads on, you clown. But yeah, Cole loses, so it's Roddy versus MJF, I suppose. And then here comes the black truck. Here comes Moxley and Shafir. Hurt Syndicate are backstage. They look like fucking stars, don't they? Already been here for a couple of weeks and they look like main eventers compared to everyone else on this show. They look a far bigger deal. You got Shelton, you got Bobby, you got MJF who can talk, and 2 legit badasses in Shelton and Bobby Lashley. And we're supposed to take fucking John Moxley fucking seriously. He's taking over the Superstation. What did he do? He beat up JD fucking Drake. Who the fuck is JD Drake? I don't know. And we're supposed to take Orange Cassidy seriously as the main hero in this story. Really? It's just pathetic. The whole promo was from Moxley was confusing and stomping his face into Hamburg. I mean, what the fuck was he going on about? And here comes Orange Cassidy. And he put the fans to fucking sleep, put me to sleep. He is so boring. No intensity whatsoever in this promo. And then they have another brawl. Moxley runs away. Darby jumps in the back of the truck. Claudio gets out, beats the shit out of him, and they drive away. That's them taking over the Superstation. Oh, you can tell they're not taking anything seriously. Really. I mean, the highlight of this whole show was fucking Chris Jericho in that promo. Before they even said a word, Big Bill and his stare and Jericho and his smile had me in stitches. You can see they're not taking anything seriously. They're just fucking around. They don't care. They're just taking the money and just fucking about. Then we get Penelope Ford and Britt Baker going one-on-one. And again, we in a library. I mean, the fans made more noise during the pandemic. Baker wins in an okay match, but the fans didn't care. Then Serena comes out and nobody cared. Then we go backstage, and there's Mina Shirakawa and Harley. They're going tit for tit, shaking their tits. What the fuck was that? If that was back in the Attitude Era, if Vince Russo did that, he'd be fucking crucified. But we're allowing it today with Tony Khan and his boys. Are we, Uncle Dave? Really? Oh, today's standards are just so much better. I will say, Swerve and Lio Rush had a very good match. They did. But should Lio Rush, who they've done absolutely nothing with since he's arrived in AEW, be having a 50-50 match with a former world champion and someone the calibre of Swerve Strickland? Make it make sense. And then here comes the Hurt Business, and they absolutely destroy everyone in the ring. Lio Rush left outside, standing, watching. Is there something going to happen there between Bobby and him? And are they going to play on their history? Maybe. I doubt it. But, yeah. It's just impressive, like, just seeing the Hurt Business, and they look like real men, you know, just big fucking bruisers who can beat the shit out of this whole fucking roster in one night. By the two of them could take the whole fucking roster of AEW, in my opinion, at the moment. Jamie Hayter had a promo that got abruptly stopped by Julia's vignette. Didn't understand any of that. And we probably get one of the best matches of the week to end the show. House of Black versus FTR. Are they finally giving House of Black a push? Are they finally going to do something with Malachi Black after all this time? They deserve gold. All of them do. Malachi, Brody King, Buddy. All of them deserve much more than they've been getting. Even Julia is a better character than half the women they've got on this show. And they've done absolutely nothing with them in the years they've had them there. Absolutely nothing. And overall, I've got to say, these empty arena shows are killing AEW. They need to go to smaller venues. I mean, the echo and the silence during the shows and the darkness in the crowds because they've got empty seats. It's just killing it. It's killing the show. Go to smaller venues. You get a better atmosphere for a star. I mean, some of these smaller venues look really cool. I've seen better shows from smaller venues. The best shows I've seen have been from smaller venues. Like the Hammerstein Ballroom, like the ECW Arena, and there are so many more that I can name and sit here and talk about that are far better than these big arenas that are killing the product, killing the company. Smaller venues would make for a better show and for fantastic TV. It has to happen. Otherwise this company's going down the pan very quickly. Let's move to SmackDown. Cody wants Owens, and I hope to God, after the Owens promo I saw, that he cut the best promo of the week on his camera phone, in his car. I hope he beats the shit out of Cody. I really do. I want someone to wipe that smarmy, smug face prick right off. Rub that smarmy, smug fucking look off of Cody's face once and for all. Please, Kevin, please beat the shit out of him. Kevin is someone that people can get behind. He looks like an everyday man. Cody don't. Kevin looks more like Dusty than Cody does. There's more relatability to Kevin Owens than there is to Cody Rhodes in his suit and using all the big words. And you've got Kevin Owens on the other side. He looks like all of us really do. Do you know what I mean? Bit overweight, got a bit of beard going on. He looks like most of us, most wrestling fans. Why shouldn't we be backing Kevin Owens? We should all be getting behind Kevin Owens to kick the shit out of Cody and take that title. Take the title, Kevin. That's what I want to see. Get some excitement going back. I don't want to see a boring build to WrestleMania with Cody as the champ. No. It's dull. It's fucking boring with Cody being the champ. The experiment with Cody Rhodes as champion has fucking failed. It's been boring. It's been dull. We've had a couple of decent matches, but apart from that, there's been no story, no heat, no nothing. He's been jumping in on other people's feuds to make himself say relevant. Like the Bloodline feud he had to get involved in with the tag team match. He's boring and it's not working, and I want to see Kevin Owens kick the shit out of him and take the title off of him. Just for a little, even if he loses, he drops it back to Cody at Royal Rumble or somewhere around there. Wouldn't mind that. Builds a bit more excitement on the shows, in my opinion. If Cody loses to Owens at Survivor Series, that would be phenomenal. Phenomenal. People would start watching, trust me. So they're introducing another women's title, and I'm not against it. I'm not against having a United States Championship. It looks like it's going to be to SmackDown because the brackets they showed was all SmackDown girls. I'm assuming they're going to be bringing a women's title, mid-card title, singles title to Raw as well. Probably Intercontinental at some point, but yeah, they have to get through the United States one first. Can't have two going at the same time. That'd be pretty confusing. And yeah, they had a triple threat. They're doing triple threat matches for the first round, and it's Bayley, Candice LaRue, and B-Fab. B-Fab weren't too bad actually. I can't lie. There were a few moments in the match I was like, fucking hell, she's got some skills. She's got some moves. Bayley wins the match, which is okay. We're not trying to get anyone else new over. I thought maybe B-Fab might get the win here. Who knows? Why not give B-Fab a run? But no, we're sticking with Bayley. We're not going to give Candice a push either. We're going to stick with Bayley because proven and tested and tried, and we've done it before with Bayley so many fucking times. I would have liked to have seen a new girl get a chance. LA Knight had a match with Berto. I like the in-ring bit before that. He was pretty cool on the mic, the way he was talking to Legado del Fantasma. But again, his reign hasn't been great. Really hasn't. Haven't been giving him anything with any sizzle. Nothing with any heat. No spice to any of his matches. It's all bland, dead food for poor LA Knight. And he's doing his best to get it over. When we get the Bloodline segment, this was the segment of the show. You have the OG Bloodline in the ring. Here comes Roman out to the ring. Here comes the rest of the new Bloodline. And we're talking about who the fifth members are going to be. They get into a brawl and we find out pretty quick who the fifth member of Bloodline 2.0 is. It's Bronson Reed. Now everyone online is screaming that means it's got to be Seth Rollins to be on the other side. Does it have to be Seth Rollins? Will that make sense of Seth Rollins teaming with Roman Reigns after all these years, all this animosity? Will he screw over Roman Reigns? In my opinion, nah. Just Bronson Reed take out Seth on Monday night. We could have someone else in Seth's place that could piss Seth off. CM Punk. CM Punk has to be in the match, in my opinion. It makes sense. Makes total sense. But Bronson Reed looks pretty cool with the new Bloodline. I don't mind him being in this faction. Is this only going up to War Games and then after that he's just going off by himself again? Or is he going to be a member of the new Bloodline? Because he looks pretty decent in there as well. They look formidable with him in there as well. They look strong. Unbeatable, in fact. He fits like a glove in that faction. When you look at them all standing there together, he doesn't look out of place whatsoever. He actually fits. But Uncle Dave did say that it is Cody and Kevin in this match. So I don't know what's going on. Dave, you've got to let us know. Because you said it was set, it was a done deal. It's Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens. They're the fifth guys. Uncle Dave got something wrong? I can't believe it. Like I said, Kevin Owens cuts the best promo on the camera and he just knocked it out of the park. He's the most entertaining guy they've got in his company and the best promo they've got in his company, and he has to be beating Cody for the title. Please, just whoop Cody. Please, whoop that Cody. Then we get the main event and yeah, this sucked ass. Nia versus Naomi. They did a cool spot off of one of the top rope where they did a flip into a power slam. Apart from that, this match was dreadful. Nia's just a fucking clumsy oaf. How is she a world champion? It's a joke that she's a world champion. And it looks like they're building towards War Games. Nia beat Naomi. There was outside interference from Candice, Bayley, and a few others that got involved. We saw backstage Raquel and Liv took out Bianca and Jade. They're building to a women's War Games match. They're forcing it down our throats. They're shoving it down. You're getting it whether you like it or not, basically. It's going to be Nia, Tiffy, Candice, Liv and Raquel going up against Naomi, Bianca, Jade, Iyo and Bayley. How they're going to make that work, I don't know. We're going to have to wait and see. But really, do we need a women's War Games match? Let me know your thoughts down below. Do we really need a women's War Games match? Really? Is it really that important? Then we get the final moment of the week. We get Roman Reigns on the phone and he's calling who? The Wise Man. Of course, he's going to call the Wise Man. But of course, the Wiseman ain't paid his bill. Or he's changed his number. Or he's blocked Roman Reigns. Because it doesn't go through. This number is no longer in use. No voicemail, no nothing. He's gone. He's done. Will we see the Wiseman return? I'm pretty sure we will. Probably be back next week. He's got to find out some way to contact Paul Heyman. Who would know where Paul Heyman was? Maybe a friend he could contact. Does it make sense? Of course it makes sense. You know it makes sense that CM Punk is the fifth guy. They can't have Seth Rollins. No, he's got to be CM Punk. We've got to hear it. He debuted at Survivor Series last year. It makes sense that he is the fifth guy. It pisses off Seth Rollins. And we build from there to WrestleMania with Seth and Punk. There you go. Let me know what you think down below. Thanks for watching. It's been a lovely week. Let me know. I will tell you before I go, my match of the week, and I will do this every time. For me, my favourite match of this week was the House of Black versus FTR in a very good tag match. Brody King, Malachi Black looked fantastic. Feel kind of bad for FTR. They're not doing a lot with them anymore, but I'm glad they're pushing Brody and Malachi now. Definitely happy about that. Let me know what your match of the week was. Let me know what your show of the week was. And I'll see you next time. Let me know what you thought of this show. If you liked it, then smash that like button and subscribe if you haven't done so. If you've watched this far, thank you very much. Really do appreciate it. And I'll see you next week.